Hello and welcome back to episode 12 of my Let's Play series. Now, you might find yourself wondering, why do I have arrows peppered through me and why am I standing on top of an outpost? Well, let me tell you, this is quite a special outpost. I've put my bed on the top here, but it is special because of what is right over there. And what that is a witch hut. So, I told you in the last episode that I have the intention to dig a perimeter around a witch hut, and I thought, why not give it multiple purposes? So, I am going to turn this into a perimeter that can also house an outpost, so that it could also be a raid farm in the future. I won't be building that right away. I'm going to focus on the witch farm, but I'm going to give myself the option to expand to it in the future. So this is the area that I've chosen because it is an ideal setting for the farm. A lot of witch farms or a lot of witch huts I've found spawn around ocean biomes because swamps tend to spawn around oceans, but this one is not, so there's still quite a bit of water to remove before we start, but it's not undoable. All of this water can be removed, and I'll have to remove it because I am going to take out a 16 by 16 chunk area around this hut, which means 8 chunks in that direction, 8 chunks in that direction, 8 chunks in that direction, and 8 chunks in that direction, which means essentially the amount of blocks that we are taking out is 8 chunks in each direction from the farm, 8 times 16 by 16 to a chunk, which means that 128 blocks in every direction from the witch farm, which means nothing can spawn. But that also means for every layer that we take out, because we're taking out a total of 256 chunks, for every layer we're taking out 65,500 blocks. And we have to take out approximately 65 layers, which means in total we're going to take out about 4.3 million blocks. It's going to take quite a long time. I have a device that is going to help, but I have to remove all of the water sources and everything from this in order for it to work. So it's going to be quite a bit of work. I am filming this little segment about a week before the actual episode is going to come out so that I can basically just grind taking this water out. It's going to take me many hours, which means there's not going to be a time lapse of it. It is just going to be me walking around here placing sponges like a mad person. Here are my sponges, and I have brought obsidian so that I can make a portal here and essentially turn this into where I will go to dry my sponges. Just like that, because, and you can see I've been going around here a little bit. I was checking that portal to make sure the ruined portal to make sure there was no lava sources there. And so we just take these wet sponges, we walk through, and we hope that this is a good spawn point in the nether for drying things. Oh, good. Oh, a crimson and a warp forest, so we'll get attacked by pigs and have to deal with piglins because we're not wearing... Oh, wow, that's loud. We're not wearing gold armor. But that is okay, so we're going to be drying these out. There's still... some of them are wet from when we did the squid farm. But there we go. So, yeah, I am just going to be basically placing... Wait a second. Oh, those are dry sponges. That's why it switched to dry instead of the other wet sponges. So basically, I am just going to be placing sponges for days. And this is only the start of it. There's going to be water and lava sources underneath that I'm also going to have to take out. And I don't have my hoe. Let's get into the tools, grab my hoe. That's something that I'm going to keep in my inventory so that I don't do that every time. I love instant mine on these. Sponges used to be a big pain, but now they are easy. So there we go. We have, make sure we don't lose any. We need everything that we can get. There we go. 64 and 62 sponges. And then we just pop back through. Let's take our ender chest. I'll lose that. And yeah, so this is going to be what I am doing for the next few days. I do want to start out, though, just now, by marking out our chunk area. So essentially, if I do F3G, this is our chunk border. Oh, this is perfect. I didn't even look at this beforehand, but this... Oh, no, this is the... This is... I was just looking at this as if it was perfectly sat inside of a chunk, but this is not what we need to measure. What we need to measure is this. Oh, it is just inside of a chunk. So that is good. Where is our chunk borders? Yeah, so this is right in the corner of a chunk, but that's okay. This will be our center chunk, and then we'll go 8 chunks in each direction and mark it out, and then essentially put up a border with blocks. I'm not sure what I'm going to use. Whatever I've got in my chest here, with I have plenty of, not really sure. Probably planks, just because I've got tons of wood. That's probably the best way to do it. I have a ton of crying obsidian, but I don't think I want to use that. That's quite an expensive block. So I'm going to mark out the border, show you how big of an area this actually is, and then I will be back. And we're back. I'm just finishing up repairing my elytra and my tools, but here we go. You can see the size of this area. I started out placing it along the ground, and then I kind of just gave up and shift-clicked and moved around the area. So this is 16 chunks by 16 chunks. That line all the way around. So this is the size of the hole that we are going to dig, well, explode. And this is the area that I have to remove all of the water from. So some areas like this are going to be easy. The hills are fine, there's no water there. The rivers are going to be, this is going to be the most annoying part, is this chunk right in here of water. Just because it's a little bit deeper, it makes it annoying. All of this stuff is relatively flat, and although water sources do get created, it's not that big of a deal. And we'll take all of this out back to a point where it doesn't flow into the area, because if it does, it will flow into the hole, so we don't want that. But basically, I'm going to spend the next few days doing this, and when we come back, you are going to see the results of my efforts, and then we are going to start building a contraption, which I have gathered resources for here. This is basically everything that we need to blow up, what was it, 4.5 million blocks? Yeah, this right here. And this is actually more than I need. I've brought extra materials in case I blow it up, which with flying machines is always a possibility. So I brought twice as much as I need of everything, plus I've got my redstone box with even more materials in it if something goes terribly awry. But that is, that's the plan. So for you, it's going to be immediate, but for me, I'll see you in a few days. I seem to recall starting the last clip much like this one, with repairing my elytra and tools, but it has been days. I am back. I have... Ooh, spider. I have cleared out so much water. I ended up bringing over sand to break it up. I threw all my tools away. It's been quite a process to actually do this, and I ended up losing a bunch of sponges in the process too, which I'm not particularly happy about. Oh, actually there's one sponge right there, which I'm not super happy about, because every time I lose them, it just shrinks the amount of time I can take out water until I have to go and dry them. But I think we're pretty much there, although pretty much every time I fly over, I see another portion of water that I haven't removed. but I have flown over quite a few times now, and I think I might have finally done it. Some of these were a huge pain, like these really deep ones. Took quite a bit of time. Ooh, that water. No, that's far enough back. That's not a problem. Yeah, so, took quite a bit of time. It has been... Oh, there's a sponge. It's good if I keep finding these. That would be great. Just like losing my mind at points throughout this, so... I don't exactly remember when I recorded that last step. I think it's been 2 days, maybe 3. I don't remember what day, because I record multiple videos at the same time, so for different series. So I'm not exactly sure when I did that clip without actually going back and looking at the timestamp, but it's looking pretty good. This is looking quite clear. And we might actually be ready to move on and begin with the machine. I'm also running quite low on other things. I just pulled these carrots out. That was the last of my carrots, I believe. I've got 9 left after that, and I am 100% out of rockets. So my plan for this project was to not go back to my base until it was finished, but if it takes me more than 64 and 42 rockets to finish this perimeter, I am going to have to go back because I don't have the materials to craft more rockets out here. And I don't know if I told you this, but I'm 4,800 blocks away from my base, so it does take quite some time to get back. But I'm really happy with how this has gone. What I'm going to do now is hop into a creative world and show you the machine that we are going to be using to take out the land. So this is the machine right here. It is created by a YouTuber named RaiseWorks, and it is a 3-way flying machine, so it is 3D. So basically it goes back and forth, and slowly works its way along. As you can see, you do still have to come along and remove things like lava sources and water sources that are lower in the world, or the machine will not function properly. So this isn't 100% passive, and sometimes it requires more than one pass to actually complete the work, but it's a very smart system. So let me show you what it does. You can just get over here and up. So all we have to do is build this up, and then we knock out this right here. The machine moves itself forward 1 block, and then it goes along blowing up the land. Let's just turn our block sounds down. So yeah, it moves along blowing up the land, and we can speed this up by warping. So you can see it goes along, basically blowing up the shelf. Along, until it gets to the end, and then this machine pushes it forward and back, and then it goes back along, blowing everything up. And that was the end of the tick warp. And then when it gets back to this end... Oh, we're getting a bit of lag. There it is. Oh, God, the lag. Why are we lagging so much? It's not generating, it's because I'm warping it. But there you go, pushes it forward and sends it back again. Eventually digging all the way down to bedrock. So basically it drops thousands of TNT. Oh, it's when I generate chunks that it slows it down. Come on, you can do it. So yeah, and then what we do is actually sit in one of these minecarts. And if we don't crash the game, there we go. So we just sit in the minecart, and that way the chunks around it are always loaded. If you unload this machine, the minecarts unfortunately don't work in what's called lazy chunks, and they end up falling off of the machine. want to beat it back. And then just to stop it, all we have to do is place a redstone block here. So now the machine will... Wow, lag. The machine will come in and it will stop. So that is everything. And then every once in a while, all we have to do is just come in here and remove water sources. We also have to remove obsidian, unfortunately. So things like this here, we'd have to remove this. Once we get down to the very lowest level, lava lakes as well. Technically, we don't have to remove lava lakes. If they cover everything, it's not a problem, the very lowest ones. But my goal is to remove them anyway. But yeah, so a lot of these are just honestly single sources, and you can knock them out super quick. But that is the idea with this machine. You can even see that it is down to bedrock already. So basically everything gets a number of passes just because it's a double, right? So if I remove this again, it moves forward and it blows up the shelf, but it's still blowing up the lowest section as well with this back one. So it's going to get us all the way down to bedrock. Obviously it's not there where that lava is. We would have to remove that, but you can see that as it goes along, it is going to reveal more and more bedrock down there. It's not updating what we're actually seeing, but a lot of that is actually gone. And yeah, you can see the minecart's lagging behind, even though they are loaded, so that you really want to avoid unloading this machine because it can just run wild. But if we go down here, there you go, you can actually see it update and look at all the... There you go. So it's pretty much clean bedrock, and by the time the machine moves far enough forward, it will be clean bedrock. Sometimes you do have to run the machine more than once just to actually get everything done, but rebuilding it and running it again is not a big deal. Just because it's not the most complicated redstone machine. I mean, it's very complicated, and I mean, it's been created by some people who know a lot about redstone. Ooh, don't unload it. Know a lot about redstone, but actually building it isn't that difficult. There's not that many components. It's slime blocks, observers, pistons, and a couple of TNT dupers, and then these are just, you're basically just updating these is how they work. It's just an update to the piston that forces the machine forward, and then an update to the observers that pushes it back. So this one doesn't even push that machine forward, it only pushes itself forward. So pretty simple stuff. And we end up with bedrock, and we end up with a massive hole. Now, Raiseworks says that to run this machine to make a quarry, or a perimeter as we call it, will take a total of about 18 hours. I'm not sure how long it'll take, given the fact that I also have to remove sources and other things like obsidian. So we'll see how long it actually takes, but what I'm going to do now is hop back into my world and actually build this up. And here we are. I have set myself up in the corner that we now need to be in the world, made a little bit of a platform. I've taken out some of the trees that I thought might have been too high. And I have built the return system, the one that sends the flying machine back. It's quite simple, although I broke it a couple times because of update orders, but that is okay. I definitely am going to have to run this twice, or I was going to have to take out a ton of land, because the final one needs to run at Y84, which is that platform down there, and as you can see, it would have run into a lot of stuff, so just a fact of this terrain. So we're going to have to run this thing twice, which means it's going to run for about 36 hours total, maybe more, depending on everything. But that is okay. This is the platform that we are going to build it up on, and I'm going to do that right now in the form of a third-person time lapse. So let's get it going. back. Okay, so the machine is completely built up. There's just one thing that we still have to do, which is to place the... don't have rockets on my bar. Which is to place the mine carts in, which is the place where we can blow up the entire machine. So I need to land back in here. I had to remove all of the blocks underneath because once we're done, if we update one of these TNTs, it will just blow up the entire machine. And I placed these rails in, but they actually shouldn't be in yet. I have enough, that's okay. So what we actually have to do is place the rail here and the rail there, and then we place the minecart on top of that, and the minecart on top of that, and then we... oh, I hope this works. And then we press this over. Yeah, that's okay. Break and break. Okay. That's one. And then we don't need that. Press this over and break and break. Okay, that is good to go. This machine is now ready. Don't care about these slime blocks. I brought them for scaffolding. We just need to get rid of everything here, and then we can give this a first test. Okay, we are ready to give this a try. I am definitely nervous, but hopefully there's no issues with anything happening here. I just need to get in that minecart like that. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, that's a really big problem. Oh dear. Oh, how do I fix this? Which one of these has my blocks in it? Okay. I need to push that back over. Come on. Okay, I think that fixed it. Let's hopefully not lose this shulker box. Okay, well, we have to do that all over again. Oh, more slime blocks down here. Interesting. Okay, alright. Oh, good, and a motorcycle. That's what we needed. Okay, so there we go. And I can. So this is the way to get in the minecart. Hop in. Get in. Get in. No, okay, that's not the way to get in the minecart. Hop onto there, into the minecart. And now, in theory, all I have to do is break this block to set it off. But first, let's just start this in case this goes cataclysmically wrong. We can see it in every angle. we can see my pain from every direction. And go. Here we go. Oh, it seems like it's working. That's the machine that pushes us forward. We're in the flying machine. The flying machine is... oh, there's a little bit of water there that's quite close to the edge. But the flying machine seems to be... it took out my platform at the start, and now it is taking out world. I'm already lagging here. Oh, but there we go. Look at that. That's a good view. And we're taking out land. This is working. I am super happy about this. Now, we just have to hope that I've made this high enough that those points in the middle there, it doesn't blow itself up, but it shouldn't, I believe. Oh, there's some lag happening. It's probably because I'm recording, but this is looking good. That is the beginning of the perimeter. And now I am just going to have to AFK here, and I'm basically going to AFK. Oh, there's already some water. So I'm going to have to take that out. And I'll have to do that while... oh, I should have put sponges in my inventory before we started this. I put them in a shulker box. How do I get out of here? First, let's take ourselves out of F5 mode. And then shift. There we go. Alright, so... oh, no. Oh, God. Don't blow up. Please don't blow me up. Oh, that would be disastrous. Not only would I die, but I'd be sent back to, because I don't have a bed over here right now, I'd be sent back to spawn. That would be just about the worst case scenario. Alright, let's get some sponges in our... Why would I take half of them? Get some sponges in our inventory so that we can go along and clean anything up. I'll get those when the machine heads back the other direction, because I don't want to... That water is going to have to go... Ooh! Got blown up a little bit. And sponge. Don't have my hoe out. Don't want to leave that machine. I should increase my chunk render distance so that nothing is an issue. But look at that! We are carving out land, and... Oh, it's already turned around! I didn't even catch it. So I was busy taking that water out, but yeah, it's already on its way back from the first pass. This is great, and I think I need to turn my blocks down even further. That's better. Yeah, so this is just going to keep going along and taking... blowing up. And taking out the world as we go, and we just need to make sure that we take out any water. I don't think that water over there is going to be a problem. I think I took that back far enough. Where was the water that I saw here? Let's just find that, take that out, and I don't see it anymore. How far away was it? Oh, it's there. Okay, so we can fly through here. And yeah, we definitely want to take this out quite quickly before it even comes back, hopefully. Oh no. Sponge. Let's just over sponge to make sure that it's done. Yeah, this is basically going to be what I have to do all the way. Oh no! Oh god! Oh no! Please don't kill me. That would be really bad, like I said before. Oh man, that was scary. Oh, and it didn't blow up my sponge. I was expecting to lose that. So yeah, this is going to be what I have to do for a while, which is pretty exciting. Let's just make sure one more that this turns around and goes back the other direction. I should be able to just stand up here. But yeah, if this turns around, this machine is 100% working, and it should push us that way by one block. If it goes the other direction, we have a big issue. I think I did the math correctly here. But here we go. And one forward, and going back. Yes, the machine works perfectly. We just need to get ourselves back in the minecart. Yes, I am so happy with this. Look at this machine. Yeah, this is great. I am just going to continue taking this out. This is probably going to take me a couple of episodes, and you're going to see the progress as we go, and then we're going to get to build up the witch farm. I am so happy with how this has turned out, and I am going to try and put a link in the description for the video that this is a part of by Raiseworks. But that is going to be pretty much it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.